o'clock. So tonight we're talking about content creation and how everybody wants to start a podcast. I mean, I know the fullness of content creation is not just podcasting, but like everybody wants to start a podcast, you know? So you find that everybody's, online talking about one thing or the other. And it's kind of nice. I guess there's freedom in it, but it's also pretty much unregulated. So there's also a lot of stuff that's going around that's not very wholesome and not very sensible, to be honest. But joining us in the studio to have the conversation about creating content, making it profitable, doing it the right way, and all that stuff is two of my favorite people. I just met one tonight. She's already like one of my favorite people. Well, and I think everybody knows that Afi Tsegah is like one of my favorite people. So Afi is joining us tonight. She's a content creator and podcaster. And coming on Strong and Sassy for the first time, Nubuke. Ooh. I'm pronouncing it right?
Yeah, Nubuke.
I always say that I got into content creation by accident.
Okay.
Like, I was just posting my life on my Instagram, which was actually private about 10 years ago. Yeah, it was private. And one of my friends, shout out to Pina Mine, she was like, I feel like your content is very interesting and people would be able to relate to this. So make your account public. And I'm like, okay. And 10 years later, it has become a thing for me. Oh. Yeah. So it was completely by chance.
Accident.
Yeah. And then after I started to see like, okay, this can be profitable and this can be fun, I started to take it more seriously. So
how
that was
did
like,
you see that it could be profitable?
I can't remember which brand it was, but I think in the early years of going public, I got a brand reaching out to me that, would you like to promote this on your page? It wasn't any big brand. It was like a small brand. I think it was a friend or a family friend's brand. But I just found it very interesting. Like, why do you want me to post this on my page? I'm just posting my life. But I was like, okay, this is something interesting. This is something that can work. And it was for someone that I actually liked or trusted. So I was like, okay, no problem. And I think based on that, looking back, I see that every single brand that I have worked with, if I do not believe in what you are doing, I cannot post it on my page.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's when I started to see that, this could be profitable.
Then you decided that, okay, I'm going to go with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So I'll come back to you to ask you what the beginning of the intentionality, what that was really like and what that took. Okay. But let me come to you. So how did you get into content creation?
Yeah, it was a very intentional effort.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah. I knew what I wanted to do because for me, I love sharing with people. I didn't realize there was money attached to it. I'm not making the bulk of the money that I want.
Very soon.
Very soon. But I did it because I loved sharing with people, and then my friends would get into content creation, even if it was for a little stint. I have a few friends, maybe like 5, who started content creation. I think I attempted when I was 10 years old. My older cousins told me off. I got in trouble because they were like, why are you posting videos on the internet for strangers? And it's very dangerous.
Wait.
Okay, I got you.
So you started at 10 years old?
I did.
What did you post?
It was like, so don't jealous me.
Like if you were my child, I would have beaten you.
No, what?
No, you know what I mean. How many years ago was this?
This was about 15 years ago.
Exactly. Like 15 years ago, 10-year-olds were not posting on the internet.
I mean, the American ones were. And I was watching Disney Channel and Nickelodeon, and iCarly is a show that the girl was streaming and vlogging on the internet. So I just felt like, okay, do you know what? I like what I'm seeing, and I want to be able to recreate it and bring people joy. So there was this guy. His name is Don't Jealous Me. He's still online and very funny and very creative. But he had a song come out called Don't Jealous Me Funky, and I was like, oh. You know, what if I put like a little spin on it and I added, should I tell? Okay, I put, sorry, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, how much deep into the research do I want people to know about my law? But I did a song called Miss Boo Boo Funky, and it was with Easy's Wengeze, and then like, Aeroplanes by B.O.B. and it was a mashup and it was me dancing and showing the world.
At 10 years
At 10
old.
years
At 10 years old. And that evening, my cousins found out about it and they told me off, and I got in trouble with my older cousins. Come to find out, my older cousin had a YouTube channel in the first place. Let me catch her today and let me box her in the ring. But I did that, and then, fast forward to, I think, maybe like 8 years later, I went to high school. I told people about the video. They watched it. They laughed, not because it was good, because it was horrible.
Okay.
I put the video on private. But then ever since then, I kept thinking, like, every other year, I really want to do this. I really want to share. So kind of like Afi, it was about putting this out for everybody, my private friends and stuff like that. And then eventually, going public. And yeah, that's kind of how we're here today.
Wow. Yeah, it's the 10 is I can't get over it.
The 10-year-old.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a really great, and I would say this to parents as well, and I think my mom has echoed some form of this. As long as you can keep your child safe. I know people's parents who've made deals with them to say, you can't post this and it's not going to be public, but if you want to create and you want to do this for your friends, private accounts, you can't have it for the strangers to see. There's kind of like rules and safeguarding rails that you can put on if you're a child and you do feel called to share and to create in this way. And I just wish I would have been guided through that, because I think I would be 10 times better if I had started when I was younger. But it's okay. I'll catch up.
I mean, I love that you're calling it a calling.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever heard anybody call it a calling. You know what I mean? I mean, most of the time, the professions that people will call it, because like nursing, the care professions and stuff. Never content creation. So, Afi, do you feel like it's a calling?
Now, yes, I do. In the beginning, I didn't, but now I feel like it is.
Okay, what makes you?
I think for me, anything that comes to me naturally that I don't have to force, I feel like it's a calling. And going back to my friend telling me to make my page public, after doing that, I wasn't really as strategic, like, oh, let me post this and go viral, let me do this and go viral. I was genuinely just sharing my life story, and people found it interesting and people could relate to it. And I'll get people like sending me DMs. I used to do like small like memory verse bites, like explaining different things, or just share like something I've gone through, words of encouragement, different things. And I'll see like a lot of people sending me messages in my DM like, oh, this really encouraged me, blah blah blah. Or even if I'm just like fooling on the internet, like somebody can say, Charlie, I was having a bad day, but this your video really made me happy, kind of thing. So I do feel like, yes, it is a calling, and a lot of people put stuff out without thinking about how it can affect the next person. So they don't really put too much thought into it. I feel like even if you are fooling on the internet, you should fool with sense. I don't know how that works, but I feel like you should always have like that at the back of your head, that people who are older than me are watching, people who are my age are watching, and people who are younger than me would be also watching, even if I'm not necessarily trying to appeal to them. So you always have to make sure that whatever you are doing is within the confines of like a good moral compass, if that makes sense. Yeah.
So the reason I was focusing on the calling bit for a second was that when I was having a chat during news night, I mentioned that everybody's starting a podcast.
Yeah,
like everybody, I want to start a podcast, and it was like, and people are just saying whatever, especially because it's not regulated. It's not like radio or TV, where content is actually, you can pretty much post anything and get away with it.
Yeah.
So from the viewpoint of the two of you who are content creators and sensible content creators.
Oh, why? Thank you so much.
I mean, do you think that before we get into, all the money and stuff, do you think that it would be good for content creation to have some sort of regulations, some sort of rules? Are there unspoken rules, among the community of content creators? Or is it really just, come online, say what you want to say and go away? I mean, what's your general thoughts on the whole regulation and people just feeling like they can just, everybody feels like they can be a podcast host.
Yeah. Regulations, absolutely. I'm a fan of regulations for any field, so I don't think that content creation is any different. Yes, everybody wants to be like a podcaster, but if you're listening to this and you think that there's no space for you. I would say there's always room for you. I think if you, again,
I was hoping you would discourage people.
no,
as
you
opposed
see,
to encourage.
but you see, that's where
Just
the
kidding.
regulations come into
Yeah.
play. Because if there's regulations, some people are not making it to the microphone in the first place. And so I'm happy with the fact that those people who, exactly what Afi said about not having a good moral compass, if the regulations work like they should, and people always kind of like slide through the system, then some people won't make it there. But I also think that people have so much to say. I think TikTok helped get us there as a society,
yeah.
where
Yeah.
anybody can just get up and put a
Make a
review
video
about a
and- yeah,
product. There
yeah.
was in America recently, there was this really small creator. I think she had 20,000 or maybe 50,000 followers at the time. She went to a restaurant. They invited her to come and review, and the owner cussed her out, talking about she doesn't have enough followers. She's not the kind of aesthetic they want. And it was baffling because, first of all, they invited her to collaborate, but the owner didn't know about her in particular. And because she posted about her experience, right now I think she's on 500,000 followers
Oh, wow.
from the 50K because somebody told her that she wasn't good enough. And I'm sure she's extremely talented. So that's what I would say, that, again, if we have regulation, then everybody can pick up the mic. And what Afi said, like, be responsible.
Yeah.
Be responsible.
Do you want to add something to it?
Yeah, I think same. I am for regulations. I think most of the platforms we are on actually do have regulations, as Nubuke said. But the issue is a lot of these regulations are westernized, right? So even if somebody is really saying a lot of things, insulting in trees, saying a lot of things, it's very difficult for the system to pick it up and flag it, as against if you were speaking English and saying something negative. So there are lots of things that we have to look at on a large scale and on a smaller scale. First of all, what kind of people are coming into the content creation space, and what kind of value are they bringing? That is one layer. The second layer is with respect to the government. What is the government doing for content creators? What regulations are being put in place? What associations are being put in place? Is there anything to reward good behavior? Is there anything to reprimand bad behavior? We don't really see that. And then there's also the platforms that we are on. What are they doing to ensure that these platforms are actually regulated across board, irrespective of countries? Because we always say this, there are certain places in the southern part or eastern part of Africa where part of their puberty transition is for them to wear beads and go around the place practically half naked, and it's not seen as profane in their context. But in maybe West Africa, if a post like that comes, it's seen as profane. But if there's nothing being done to protect people across the different
Cultural context,
it just makes the whole thing a little bit
Messy.
more complicated and messy. So these are the kind of conversations that we feel that governments should be having, and not just thinking that content creators they're papa, or they are just troublemakers. Because as she's saying, there are people who are actually bringing value to the table, and if we do not have regulations, it's always the bad people that become the most popular. Even in essence, the bad people that are popular.
Generally,
So that's where the issue is, I think.
I think one of the most popular men at the moment is the astronomer CEOs. I mean, case in point, those people who are doing,
Exactly.
Okay, so let's get into the nitty gritty of actually creating content. So there's the usual Facebook, Instagram, TikTok content of just general stuff. There's the podcast, there's the talk shows, there's all of that. I'm starting with Nubuke this time because you're looking at my face don't start.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Now we have non-verbal conversations. Wow.
So let me start with you.
Okay.
How difficult is it? Because you feel like you can have an idea, right? Pick up your phone, buy a ring light, which is 600 CDs. I'm saying this because I actually know, buy a ring light.
Because I bought a ring light yesterday.
I bought a ring light. Right?
What is 600 CDs?
You bought a ring light yesterday.
No, I'm saying that because
I
you
actually
purchased
did,
it. Okay.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm gonna, start a podcast from my bedroom and just, I don't
trust you.
Absolutely.
No, I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah, for real?
For real,
Okay.
for real. I mean, I have a proper podcast, but
you
I
wanted
thought
to do
it should be easier.
Yeah, bedroom talks or something.
and just talk about nothing. So then I
Yeah.
started, and then I think I did it twice or three times. I was tired because I was like, okay, now I have to think. You kind of have to put stuff together. I mean, obviously, shooting videos from your phone and ring lights is not. I mean, I don't know unless it's the theme. I don't know. Anyway, point is, how difficult is it to actually create
It's
quality content?
very
Quality.
easy and very hard at the same time.
Okay.
I'm a chronic overthinker, so the kind of
Chronic,
content
heavy, heavy.
Ah, thank
heavy
you.
Overthinker.
I'm a
light
chronic heavy overthinker.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because the kind of content I was producing before, I would just get up and do exactly what you're saying. Take up your phone and just record, put bits and pieces together. And there's so much beauty to that, especially if there's value. I want to keep stressing the fact that TikTok has made content so accessible to everybody that you don't even need a complicated video editor. You can edit in app. You can just grab your phone. There's the worst quality videos in terms
why
of.
do you have to edit the video in the first?
You
Because
don't
usually
have
when
to.
I take the video, I just post it. Like, why do you have to edit?
And listen, like, I love that for you.
Thank you.
And I think that
Thank you for the validation. I
enough
needed it so
years-
badly, right?
enough years in the industry means that you think, and from the thoughts in your head, you're able to articulate it very well. I'm not
Okay,
that
so that's what
articulate.
you mean by video editing.
That's
It's
what I
actually
mean.
editing what you're saying.
Editing what
to
you're saying.
Cut pieces. of
Yeah,
it to
sometimes
make
I
sense.
stammer. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I said the glass broke and I didn't mean the glass. I
Why
meant
don't
the
you just
bottle.
start again?
Where's the fun in that? You gotta spice it up with a little bit of edits here and there, because maybe I like the way the cadence of my voice was in one area versus the other. So there's all of these different things. I think
You
it's
people
like,
always come on this show with big English.
sorry.
Always, every single
way
week.
my voice-
There's always one or two guests who will give us English that now we have
Okay,
to go
I'm
and
so sorry.
dictionary.
Because I fight with my office people every single day. When they say a big word, I'm like, no, we can't have a big word.
You
It
just
needs to
said
be
cadence,
small.
and it's not a
Sorry. So
cadence is the rise
the
and fall
rhythm,
and
the rhythm of
yeah,
my voice, the rhythm of my voice.
Thank you.
Sometimes
Rhythms
in
of Africa. Mhm, go ahead.
sometimes in one sentence it sounds nicer than the other one. So sometimes I want to blend it, but that's my preference.
Okay.
Other people, they can start over. You can do whatever. What I want to say is that it's as easy or as hard as you make it.
Okay.
Period. Yeah.
Okay. Easy, hard, or same easy as hard as you. Would you do a ring lights phone one take video and post?
It depends on the context. If it was for my personal page, yes. If it was for the podcast page, Stay by Plan. Listen to Stay by Plan every week.
Wow.
If it was for Stay by Plan,
500 CDs every time you mention that. We'll send you an invoice.
don't worry. Don't worry. But yeah, if it was for Stay by Plan, no.
Okay.
Because like she's saying, it depends on like what you are doing and why you are doing it. For my page, I'm always just keeping it real, keeping it authentic. It's not a big deal. But for Stay by Plan, where it's a podcast and people are expecting a particular type of quality, we definitely have to bring out the kind of quality that they are expecting.
Okay.
So yes, so when it comes to Stay by Plan, I feel like it's much more difficult, it's much more thought out. When it comes to my personal page, not so much.
Okay.
But if I'm working with a brand, 100%, because with that, I feel like there's an expectation that you have to meet.
Okay.
Yes, and I think we should even talk about that, because some people take brand deals and they don't even.
I mean, feel free
They
to
don't
just
take
go
the
into
work
it, because if you leave it for
seriously.
me to introduce it, it may not necessarily come up for me.
Yeah,
So
like
if you want to talk
yeah,
about
sure.
it, I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, because what I see sometimes is that people would take money from a brand and then they would put like very minimal effort in whatever they do for the brand, because it's like, you came to me, so like let me do it how I want to do. No, it's still like a business. This is your job. So content creation, if you are going to make money out of it, you need to treat it like an actual job. Don't think that, it's just vibes. So like you have to just like it like that. No, you need to plan. And I'm sure Nubuke can say same. Like I wouldn't just get up and say, okay, Joy has given me an ad, let me just do it. I'll sit down, write the script, send it to you guys, check it. Do you like it? Do you want me to make changes? And then I'll shoot it. Of course, it will not follow the script exactly because it has to be authentic, but it still needs to have some sort of guidelines, right? So that's where the quality bit comes in. Like, what are you bringing to the table?
Maybe I misunderstand you guys when you talk about quality.
Yeah.
So when you talk about quality, are you talking about quality of the content that's coming out? Are you talking about quality of the sound, the picture, the outfits, the face, what you guys are, just when you talk about quality?
True.
Yeah, but like top of mind, because you guys have thrown quality about quite a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
So what's the first thought of mind quality is content?
I feel like the content, because there are some people who are putting things out and they don't have like the most expensive camera, but people are watching and people are interacting with what they are doing. So it's about the quality of the content. But then the quality of your video and your sound is probably going to let the algorithm help you to reach more people. But even if you have that and then what you are saying inside your video is not great, your second video is not going to do just as great. So I think it's more of like a balance.
And then the quality of what you produce, with all Afi has said, will now determine the kind of deals that you attract, and would determine your relationships with these brands moving forward, and so many things. Like, even on the note of what Afi said, because I know we're going to hop into money. Like, I've had brands that we've been going back and forth with the contract, and I was like, there's no way they're going to continue trying to work with me. We reached a conclusion at the end, because again, like, especially with Ghana, and it's so funny because Afi in a tweet a couple of weeks ago was like, people like worry you to do the content for them, but they will pay you on time when they want to pay you. And being a content creator, like, as you're entering this field, and I'm saying this to anybody, like, arrange your mind and know that it's not easy and it's not a breeze, because the kind of quality, not even just what you are producing, but what you demand from other people as well, is so important.
Right. Okay. You're done. I was
Yeah.
enjoying what you were saying. Did you want to add something
No, you
before
can't.
we?
No,
Okay.
you can go ahead.
So still on the quality, you've talked about cameras. You've talked about, okay, you haven't talked about settings, setup, all of those things. How important is it to have? Do you have to have a studio? You know, do you have to have a specific setup? You know, what are the easy ways, you know, to kind of start? So if there are people listening just who actually just want to start and feeling a little bit overwhelmed by,
Yeah.
you know, how do you?
A well-lit room and good audio.
So
we can
ring
start with
lights,
that.
basically.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, or sunlight. If you don't have 600 CDs, which is a very big reality, just make sure you're filming when the sun is out.
Yeah.
Film by a window, and we're good for lights. And then we have good audio,
Okay.
and then we can start from there.
So how do you get good audio?
For a podcast,
Or for
In general.
Yeah.
honestly, most of the phones now actually record very good audio quality.
Okay.
You just have to make sure that there's not a lot of sound coming into wherever
outside.
space. Yes.
Okay.
And then there are a lot of portable mics you can use as well.
Okay.
But then if you want to go big and it's like a podcast, then you can have like professional mics. But to me, I feel like you should not over invest in something. That's just me. I'm risk averse. Like, I would not do that. I would want to start small, and as it's
see,
picking up,
yeah.
I would start to invest more, because like we said, there are two types of quality. So why don't you test out the quality of your content first before you start investing into like the quality of the
That's so
of the
good.
outlook? Yeah, that's what I would say.
That's so good.
But if you have the money, Charlie, go ahead and start big. Nobody's stopping
no,
you.
I like no, don't even start big. Practice.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you will waste your money if you have to navigate a life where you are doing all of this content. And because how many times have I bought one thing about me, especially like at a point in time when I had money, I bought devices. It doesn't put the motivation under your bum, you know, to be, can I say bum on radio?
Yeah, you
Oh,
can.
bum.
Wow. I mean,
It's like, let's gloss it over, but now you're like, let's do it.
Like, wow.
You know,
Okay.
so I completely 100% agree with Afi. I think we should get to a point where it's quality content, then we can start thinking about upgrading.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've done quality, we've done audio, visual, content.
Yeah.
So now how do you decide which what's the word? Which place, which space your content fits best? So how do you pick between, should I Facebook, should I Instagram, should I TikTok, should I YouTube? That's it, right? Those are
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Yeah.
LinkedIn too.
LinkedIn.
I feel like we sleep on LinkedIn.
We
But that's
do.
where
Since astronomer. Sorry. Yeah. We had a show on astronomer last
I heard it.
weekend.
I heard it. I was like, these girls are going to get themselves into trouble.
No,
Like,
no,
okay.
I mean, it's a free country. People went to a Coldplay concert. Like, anyway, okay, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. Content creation.
Yeah. So how do you decide? You know,
Where to post what?
Yeah, where to post what?
I think there are certain types of contents that can cut across, like irrespective. You should be able to post it anywhere, it's fine. But then I think it's not really about the platform, it's about your follower base. What do they like? So it's possible.
Does that mean you have to know your followers?
Yes, and every single app you sign up for has insights. Like, you can click and see who is following you.
Wow.
You can see
I
their.
didn't even realize you had to know your followers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
tell their
yeah.
ages, where they are coming from, what time they are online.
You can.
Yeah, everything is in
Yeah.
the back end. You just
Yeah.
have to click on analytics.
Yeah.
View analytics.
Right.
Yes. So once you do
Didn't know
that,
Mm-hmm.
you know the kind of people that are following you. You can say something.
What's the kind of people that are following you and not the kind of people that you want to follow you?
Then you read the data and you change it accordingly.
Exactly.
So, for example, a lot of the gym women. Oh, I love this question. So, a lot of the gym women that were doing gym content, they, especially the ones that like you show your bum, you're wearing like, let's say you're doing a get ready with me, you're trying like different gym leggings, right? I saw a few women who realized, I actually don't want to post this content anymore because the people that are engaging with this content are all the pervy men. So they started changing and pivoting the content into things where like you're actually exercising. But let's say the camera angles are a little bit different, right? Where you're actually teaching women to be able to exercise, less so for aesthetics, but more for like strength purposes. And that changes your audience. That's an example of a pivot, right? Because you understand what the data is telling you. It affected their business model in the sense that when brands come to you, if a fitness athleisure brand is coming to you and they're saying, hey, what is your demographic? Because we want you to be able to encourage more women to wear our sports clothes. And you come and you present to them 70% male audience. They're not going to want to work with you because you don't have the numbers to back the money that could come into play. So what Afi is saying, the data is very, very important because it could tell you whether you need to switch, whether you need to pivot. In Ghana, we don't make that much money from people who watch our content, at least on YouTube in Ghana, right? Because we don't play enough ads on our videos in Ghana. So knowing that, I would pivot my content so it would also attract people from all around the world. So different people from different places are watching my content. That way, the ads that they're playing on my videos are going to be more to get me more money. All that comes from the data.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like people my age didn't know that. I always see the data. The thing, it says see insight.
Yeah, exactly.
I have never gone to see the insights.
I think you should see the insights. You'll be quite surprised. It even shows you the watch time when people like leave watching your video, like they exit maybe after first 30 seconds they are out. Then you'll be like, okay, perhaps I should either make my videos 30 seconds or I should say something more interesting that keeps them.
Yeah, people do that. But most videos, the first like 20, 30 seconds, they're not saying anything.
Yeah.
But that's probably why they say, oh, hi, thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel before they say what they want to say.
Because they know once you've heard, you are leaving.
Right.
You get it, and that's why people also show like snippets. Like if she's doing a vlog, for example, and maybe she was doing a vlog and she slipped, she's more likely to put like that at the beginning and other things that happen, so that people be like, you know what, I want to watch and see what happened before she slipped.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes,
Exactly.
like there's also customer retention or consumer retention that you need to get as well.
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like people should, like, we have to go to school for.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not easy.
Yeah,
And-
I just feel like it's just,
Exactly,
just post.
exactly.
Clearly not.
And there's a world where, look, people are extremely blessed and extremely smart, and some people get off with pretty privilege. That's also, let me tell you now, one of my goals is once I hit certain metrics of my fitness and my beauty goals, I will be doing those lip sync TikToks, because I think that I should just be able to get by, take a video of me just saying bum 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 bum, bum and get money. That is my goal, to be able to get there. But another goal is to be so good at storytelling that I pay attention to the data and I tell story along the lines.
So you're talking about two things now. You're talking about face card, and then you're talking about content. So let me ask you this question: as a woman, as a female content creator, is it important that you're beautiful? Does it make your content more watchable?
I want to flip the question around.
You can't. It's my show. This is how I ask the question. Answer the way I ask the question. When you finish, then you can
flip
ask
whatever
your own,
you
like,
want.
I've asked the question. You think we are joking here? Ask
Oh,
the question there.
okay.
Bum, 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 bum.
I don't think it's
I'm
that
just
you
kidding.
have to
I'm
be
just kidding. Go
beautiful.
ahead.
I don't think it's that you have to be
your show, your
beautiful.
rules. I agree. We'll answer this one and then we'll flip the question.
I don't think it's that you have to be beautiful. I think it's that you have to have a particular aesthetic, because there's these women that
So
will.
what you have said, you feel like in my listeners, their minds, what you've said is different. You don't have to be beautiful. You have to have a particular aesthetic.
Sorry. Let me explain.
The heck,
Right.
yeah, I
So
think
let's say your whole thing is that you come with pimp. pimples on your face and black lipstick or something in your teeth, right? There's people that will watch you and that will be your shtick, right? Because people are watching you for that reason. There's people that watch you because you're the most beautiful person that they've seen. There's people that will watch you because every time they see you, you're in a suit and you're wearing your suit, and people are like, wow, this person is kind of an expert. So I don't think it's just reduced to just like
beauty,
pretty privilege. Although I think bonus points. Yeah. What some of the coolest people in the world, when they're pretty and they're smart and they're
aesthetic,
aesthetic. Just aesthetic. Many factors play a role, but I don't think it's just solely just beauty.
So what you're saying is that the aesthetics matter, and I think maybe that's the heart of what I was asking. So even if you're not traditionally beautiful, there should it helps if you're attractive. If you come online as a woman, maybe not beautiful, but there's something about you that catches.
No, honestly, I feel like every single question about content creation can be answered about, like, when you ask yourself, why am I doing this? Like, what is your reason for being a content creator? Coming back to the data, what kind of people do you want to follow you? If I'm coming on social media because I want to give financial advice, I don't think my face is important. I can even do that with like a faceless page where it's literally a voiceover showing like different animations and it's going to do well. So why are you doing the content creation? If you are doing the content creation because you've seen a certain kind of person online with a certain type of aesthetic and people are commenting certain type of things and sharing it in certain types of way, and you want that, please look your best.
That's a way smarter answer. I like his.
Scratch what I said.
Look your best and then move on, because that's the kind of appeal that you want. But it depends on the kind of value you are bringing to the table. If you are not doing pretty privileged things, you don't need to be pretty. Very simply, that's how I see it.
But then if you are doing pretty privileged things,
please
then
do your best.
You know that people are just coming to come and look at your face.
Nice. So don't come and show us your face when it's not nice, because you know that we liked you because of your pretty face, and that is what you gave us. Exactly that.
All right, well, thank you. If you're just tuning in, this is Strong and Sassy here on Joy 99.7 FM, and we're talking about, I like the phrase pretty privilege, but we're talking about content creation, everything that it takes to be a great content creator. I have Nubuke and Afi Tsegah with me in the studio. We're going to take a quick break. I'm here from some of our friends, and when we come back, we'll be talking about how to make some money. All right, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned in.
Get ready. Ghana, the zonals competition of the Energy Commission Senior High School's Renewable Energy Challenge is here. Join us at the College of Engineering Auditorium, KNUST, on 9th and 11th August 2025 as brilliant young minds battle it out for a place in the national finals. Competing for the Southern Zone are Resec Legon, Presbyterian Senior High School, Latte, Bueman Senior High School, Atidome Senior High School, Asinmanso Senior High Technical School, Ahantaman Girls Senior High School, Bia Senior High Technical School, and Opokuwari School. The Northern Zone schools take their turn on 11th August with Olagirl Senior High School, Sunyane Senior High School, Kintampo Senior High School, Damango Senior High School, Dabupa Technical Institute, Wale Wale Senior High Technical School, and Bolgatanga Senior High School. Who will advance to the finals? Who will be crowned Ghana's next clean energy champions? Catch the action live on Joy News at 9 a.m. Brought to you by the Energy Commission with support from GIZ, Ashesi University, Volta River Authority, Greenfield Ambassador, and Star Oil. Media partner, Joy News.
We face real challenges every day in Ghana, from high rent prices, housing challenges, expensive food, traffic that drains our pockets and reduces our life expectancy, and rising electricity bills. But what if we told you that these problems are all interconnected and there are sustainable solutions that can actually save you money and improve your life? In August, the Joy Sustainability Month focuses on solutions to some of our key sustainability issues. For 4 weeks, we're diving deep into the issues that matter to your daily life. We will explore how you can still afford to own a home in Ghana, why your food costs so much and what can be done about it, how to cut your transport costs, and practical ways to power your home, among others. Every weekday, join our expert conversations on the Super Morning Show and other programs. This is not just talk. It's about real solutions for real Ghanaians. Because sustainability isn't just about the environmental. It's about sustaining your wallet, your family's future, and Ghana's prosperity. The Joy Sustainability Month starting 4th August 2025. Sustainable future starts with the right conversations. The Joy Sustainability Month is brought to you by Joy Business and supported by Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
One billionaire, 3 secret families.
Who are those people? They're Daddy's third family.
Polygamous at heart, but the man always has the love of his life.
That Lily thinks that she has won. Well, I'm sorry because she's mistaken. She may have won the battle, but she has not won the war.
You'll not let them beat me.
That's the spirit, girl.
Yeah.
Don't ask me not to love him because I can't do that.
Think it's true love.
You will pay for this.
Don't miss the twists and turns of sibling rivalry, fueled by their angry mothers.
Family Jewels showing every Monday to Wednesday at 8 p.m. only on Joy Prime.
We face real challenges every day in Ghana, from high rent prices, housing challenges, expensive food, traffic that drains our pocket and reduces our life expectancy, and rising electricity bills. But what if we told you that these problems are all interconnected and there are sustainable solutions that can actually save you money and improve your life? This August, the Joy Sustainability Month focuses on solutions to some of our key sustainability issues. For 4 weeks, we're diving deep into the issues that matter to your daily life. We will explore how you can still afford to own a home in Ghana, why your food costs so much, and what we can do about it, how to cut your transport costs, and practical ways to power your home, amongst others. Every weekday, join our expert conversations on the Super Morning Show and other programs. This is not just talk, it's about real solutions for real Ghanaians. Because sustainability isn't just about the environment, it's about sustaining your wallet, your family's future, and Ghana's prosperity. The Joy Sustainability Month starting 4th August 2025. Your sustainability future starts with the right conversations. The Joy Sustainability Month is brought to you by Joy Business and supported by Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
And hold my breath, scared to rock the boat and make a mess. So I said quietly, agreed politely. I guess that I forgot I had a choice. I let you push me past the breaking point. I stood for nothing.
Well, welcome. This is still Joy 99.7 FM, and this is Strong and Sassy here on your superstation Joy 99.7 FM. I said that already, but just saying it again so that you don't forget that you're on Joy 99.7 FM. And this is Strong and Sassy. My name is Animwaa Anim-Addo, and I'm with Afi and Nubuke in the studio. And we're talking about content creation. This is not your sign from God that you should start.
No, it's your sign. It's your sign to start.
It's really not your sign.
Oh
no! I'm just saying, I'm sure somebody listening like, oh my God, I've been praying. This
stop.
is Jesus. It's not. He's not the one.
It's just me.
It is.
I mean, no. But yeah, it is. It's your sign to start a podcast. So maybe you should do that. Okay, let's talk about money.
Money.
Love it.
How do you? So first of all, for Ghana, which platforms give you the most money, and then how do you make the most money possible from your content? Or how do you build? Why are you looking tired?
No, it's just a funny question. Okay. I think Nubuke can answer it
Oh
for
my
you very
God.
well.
No, I'm probably the worst person to answer this because I'm very privileged that I created my accounts when I was abroad.
Okay.
And so all my social media accounts have outside account, like bank accounts attached to them. So what that means for TikTok,
what that means is that it doesn't help us.
You let me. When she finish, I'll answer. I'll answer from.
What that means is that because, like, people are looking for US addresses and things to be setting up their YouTubes and stuff. I mean, is that you also saying that? I mean, it's.
I think she.
It's okay,
I think.
Let me just let you answer.
I think when she lands, it would give perspective as to why, like I didn't want to answer.
Yeah, no, I can already see why you didn't want to.
So you let her answer, then I'll give you the reality.
YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, they all pay, right? Instagram, at a point in time, I was making money from my content, but I couldn't actually take it because the only places that it pays into are South Korea, Japan, and the United States of America. Those are the places where the rules and everything, you can actually get paid. Cool. So that eliminates that from my account. TikTok, you can't actually get paid in many countries. So I think in Ghana, as of now, you can't get paid if you create TikToks. I can, because I created my TikTok account in England. So when people watch my videos and they're sharing and ads are being played on the videos, that helps. I get money from that. Whereas like the average Ghanaian creator wouldn't get that.
At all.
On YouTube is where there's an even playing field. So I will get paid as much as like the next Ghanaian creator. But it's very important for all of these platforms where people are watching you from. Because in America, I don't know if anybody has ever either changed your VPN to America or traveled outside of the country, but the ads are crazy. Like every couple of minutes that you're watching something, there's an ad that's playing. It's very horrible for the user, very fantastic for the creator and what you are earning. And that is the first level of how you get paid, through AdSense.
Yeah.
So, Afi, we in Ghana who have Ghanaian accounts,
we are still struggling. But like she said, you're going to get money from YouTube. There's some amount of money from TikTok, and especially more when you go live. So that's why we see a lot of like the TikTok creators going live. Yeah, so there's money there as well. For Instagram, Facebook, I don't know much about Facebook, to be honest, because I've not been there in a while. We are still waiting to see them bring these things.
So is
here.
Instagram still the Korea, Japan, US?
Yes, ma'am.
Why though?
I don't know. So different countries, different platforms, different rules, different restrictions.
Yeah.
And so this is one of the examples of where there's a restriction. Maybe they haven't gotten all the certification stuff that they need. But as of now, I'm not able to get monetized on Instagram.
Okay, so do you guys know, because I know that I've heard a couple of my friends, saying, oh, we're going to try and get, like you said, use the VPN thingy, Shack, the thing that, you can kind of change your VPN, whatever, and then, you can use like a US address if it's YouTube. They'll send the pin there and all of that. Is that a thing that Ghanaian content creators are doing, trying to use?
But YouTube sends the pin here.
Yeah.
You just need an address in Ghana.
Okay.
And they'll send it here. So it hasn't.
So
it's
with
not
YouTube,
a problem.
like Afi said, it's a level playing field.
Yeah, because for Stay By Plan YouTube, it's monetized, and we did everything in Ghana. As she said, the only challenge is that we don't have clear addresses. So even if the real issue is, you'd have to get a place that is like has a good address, either like an office or a hotel or an area that the roads, like if they say I live on Blueberry Street, number 7 house, to not take the rider to some gutter or something. That's where the main issue is. But if you follow everything, you fill in all the information they're asking for, you would get your pin.
Okay. And
TikTok, honestly, I still haven't cracked the code. I don't know how it works, but I have seen like the monetization thing, like in the back end. I have seen some coins there, but I don't know how to access it. And some people are like doing this whole like VPN thing, but personally, it's not something that
you're into. No. So I guess the space that's available to Ghanaian content creators to make money is YouTube.
So this is via AdSense. Now we bring the other layer, which is brand deals.
Yes.
And brand deals is where creators in general make the bulk of their money.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
creators.
So the reason why I didn't go straight to brand deals is because there's also people who may never get brand deals.
I think that's easier to get than
I was about to
AdSense.
say, yeah, because
Really?
if you are not getting brand deals, that probably means that the kind of quality, like the kind of content you are bringing out, may not even have you like approved for AdSense. Because even with YouTube, before you start making money, you need to have a minimum number of subscribers, a minimum number of watch hours. You have to reach a certain criteria before you make money. You don't just start making money.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly. So it's kind of like a balance. I think it cuts across all of the platforms. There are certain like things you need to achieve before they start giving you money.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Nubuke, you're talking about brand deals, but before you make brand deals, you have to grow your numbers with content.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know if I missed that in all of our conversation. How do you, so you set up a YouTube account, you're putting out content, and all of that. How do you grow your numbers to a point where you're able to then get brand deals? I know you've talked about insights and all of that. So, you're targeting, kind of fitting your conversations or your content to specific things, the way that you dress, the parts of your body that you show, the way you, all these little details. But how do you authentically grow your numbers, for example, on YouTube?
Okay, so I think I'll speak. There are two schools of thoughts. There's the follower school of thought, and there's the interaction school of thought. For me, I'm more on the interaction school of thought, and I'll explain. Unfortunately, a lot of brands in Ghana have not yet picked up on this. There are certain brands I no longer work with because of this same thing, in the sense that it's possible for you to have, let's say, 100,000 followers, and just 2% of them interact with your content. And then somebody else will have 200 followers, but 80% of them interact with their content. I think more interactions is mostly sometimes better than a lot of followers. Because if a brand is interacting with me, or they want me to post their product on my platform, if they are just looking at my follower count and if you're like, oh, Afi has 100,000 followers, when she posts it, she's going to get 3,000 likes or whatever. How many of those likes are actually going to translate into sales? The fact that I have a lot of followers and just 3,000 of them are liking is actually a problem. But because you are seeing 3,000 likes, it looks like, oh, that's such a great thing. As against someone who may have just, let's say, 12,000 followers and has about 5,000 of them liking and interacting with it. So that means that person actually has a follower base
who are willing
to interact and understand, oh, this video is cool, oh, I like this brand, what's blah, blah, blah. So for me, I feel like, back to the first thing I said, why am I creating content? What is the reason I am behind this platform? Why do I want people to watch? Of course, the kind of content I do, if I go and post something, I don't even know what to, I think for me it's a little bit more general, so it's difficult. But if I go and post something like a butt enhancement cream, excuse me to say, it will be so off-brand. I feel like the people will text me that, have you been hacked? Because that isn't something that I do. Right? But if you are able to align yourself with brands, that's first of all match the kind of people that are following you and the kind of content you are creating, then it becomes easy to be able to reach out to a brand.
So this part of everything is kind of like a science.
Yeah.
This part you have to actually study data. So now I get why you were talking about data, You can't just monetize without knowledge.
Exactly. And it comes back to your question. So it's possible for you to actually reach out to a brand with 2,000 followers if you can actually show them the back-end data and argue out why these 2,000 followers can bring them 10 sales. Because it's even possible that someone has 30,000 followers, 100,000 followers, and when they post, they're able to make only 2 sales.
So, for example, if I like food,
yes,
and I'm always posting food,
yes,
and my friends all like food,
yes,
so every time I post something, they'll text me, Charlie, where this fried rice is from?
Exactly.
Then you can get a deal with the fried rice because oh, you and your people, you like fried rice.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you can message them directly and try and build the relationship that way, which is how I've done a lot of my brand deals as well. Sometimes not always waiting for the brands to come back to you. I think one of my most successful brand campaigns, I wanted a wig because Charlie, wigs are expensive. I knew somebody who had a wig company. I said, hey, send me something, I want to do something. And that video got over, I think a combination of all the videos I've done for them have generated maybe 6 million views for this one brand. So there's been so much value from that and from the content I've created.
Wow, that's very interesting. So when you get on YouTube and you post something and people start to comment, that's what you mean by interaction. So it doesn't mean that you kind of respond. I think there was I watched a video about Instagram and the fact that when people comment, or Facebook, when they comment and you interact with their comments as the person who's posting, then I think the algorithm, I don't know what it does, it pushes it because you're interacting.
Exactly.
Is that the same with YouTube?
Yes. Yeah.
So you should not turn your comments off if you're a content creator.
Not really, no. It depends. It also still depends on context. Because if you're having like maybe it's a podcast and you're having a sensitive conversation, and maybe the person you're speaking to, maybe it's about cyberbullying, and then the person has been part of something has happened to that person. It's like exactly. So it's about context, but in very basic sense, 100% interact with because that is your followers are, excuse me to say, your currency. Like if you don't interact with them, which brand is coming to deal with you?
I mean, excuse
or
me
which
to say.
AdSense is like really. So you have to value them as your followers and as your currency, because the more you interact with them, the more you let them understand that, oh, I'm doing this for you. The more they trust you, and then the more they trust you, the more you can put out brands to them. So that's why personally I am very sensitive about the kind of brands I'll deal with. Because if I deal with a brand that I don't think is safe, or I don't think does things the right way,
then why would you encourage?
Then why will I encourage people?
And I've had a couple people reach out to me based on my recommendation of a brand, and I've had to message the founder and say, hey, they said they didn't like it this way. Could you talk to? Do you understand? Because it's trust. It's a serious issue of trust.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the business of content creation is like it was like a whole course that we did this evening. Thank you guys so much for coming through. I'm very grateful that we're able to give out this information for free. I'm sure if you guys held a class, it would. Maybe you guys should actually.
We probably should.
Should, you know.
Content creation 101 with Afi.
I'd love
There are
that.
lots of people who want to get into it and, don't.
And I think they should. And I think if it's on your heart, you guys go for it.
Yeah.
I think there's one thing we need to talk about before we leave. Consistency. If you are not going to be consistent, don't waste your time.
What's a good consistency?
If it's once a month, do it once a month forever. If it's once a week, do it once a week forever. If it's every day,
after church, post Sundays after church.
Just be consistent with whatever your decision is, or else don't waste everybody's time.